Hey guys, Silverlord here, back again with another review, and today we'll be taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, The Demon, Etrigan, as he appeared in the New 52 story arc, Demon Knights? I believe it's plural. So, are we going to get the other Demon Knights? Come on, man. Come on! I need more of that. We've got enough Batman and Superman to last us a lifetime. Let's get some more characters from Mr. Todd McFarlane and McFarlane Toys. Come on. We need that. Already got Dr. Fate. Got literally my top 3 characters knocked out. Batman, Dr. Fate, and Etrigan. So, hey. But getting into the meat and taters here. Comes with a collectible trading card. Picture of Etrigan. I think that's a toy, isn't it? That's just the figure, huh? I guess I couldn't find artwork for it. Then on the back, you can read up. Pause and read that if you want. But, for those of you not in the know, Etrigan, aka Jason Blood, two individuals bound by a magic spell, I believe cast by Merlin. And Jason Blood can call forth the power of Etrigan, and together they fight off the supernatural alongside the likes of Deadman, John Constantine, Zatanna, and Dr. Fate. So there you go. I don't believe Dr. Fate's part of Justice League Dark, though, which is the team that Constantine forms with Etrigan and etc. So there you go. There's a brief little bio on him. If you don't know who Etrigan is, I'm sorry, but you're losing some cool points, because Etrigan is awesome. He was in Brave and the Bold. He was in Justice League Unlimited and Batman. It was either New Adventures or the animated series proper. I don't know if he was in that Justice League action show, but either way. He also comes with a little figure stand. Standard stuff. This is not the one that came with him either. I think this is one from another figure. I don't know which one. Because his has a little bit of mold degradation on it, like a lot. So I just used a little bit cleaner of a stand. Then he also comes with his sword here. Which can be easier said than done to get out of his hand. Which this sword's kind of interesting. Okay, getting him out of the way. It's like the power sword from He-Man. Okay, like a little bit of a Spawn accent down here with the spiked butt on the end of the handle there. And then it's got this crazy scythe blade. So it's like a scimitar mixed with the power sword, as far as the hilt goes, and Spawn. Which is funny because I don't believe this is a medieval England era weapon. This is more like a Middle Eastern type sword, so I'm very curious where he gets that from. Because in the Middle East, there are the demons known as the Jinn, D-J, I think there's an I and 2 N's, that would maybe use a sword like that. So I'm curious if he fought any of them. Again, I would like more figures from this comic. I'm not big on New 52 stuff, but this I'll make an exception for, because this is awesome. I love this figure, man. A little tricky to stand. It's not without its faults, but you can do it. And I've been able to do it pretty easy. His legs are fully straightened out, but I would advise, if you want to get him to stand, you bend the knee in one click. It's a lot easier. It makes a world of a difference. But looking at this figure up close, see that head sculpt there? He looks freaking sick. I wish he was growling or something, because Etrigan always has like some teeth sticking out from his bottom lip there. He usually has a slight underbite and some tusks or teeth sticking out, but you know, that's okay. This is different. I'm okay with that. I have one that's like that, thanks to my buddy T-Biz. Shout out to T-Biz. He hooked me up with the classics, the Mattel DC Classics one. A long time ago. I was still in college when I got that. I still have him, too. He's sitting on the shelf above my desk. Fortunately, I couldn't get him out for comparison, though. He's buried along with my DC Collectibles Animated Series 1, which is a cool figure, but I wish I'd had some ankle rockers. But yeah, there's not a ton of Etrigan figures out there, so if you want one, this is $20, and I think you're getting what you pay for here. I love the chainmail. Yeah, I could have used a wash, but I don't think it's necessary. It's 100% unique sculpt. My only major gripe with this figure lies in the ankle joints. The balls here are a little small. I think had these have filled out a little bit more, or if this was a stiffer plastic, these would be a little bit more secure. It is a lot cooler now than when I first got this guy, about a week ago as of the time I'm recording this. So, he is a little bit easier to stand now than he was, but he's a bit cumbersome, I'll say. But, again, so was the Azrael from White Knight, and that was not only one of the top 3 figures of last year, made it into the Overlord Action Figure Hall of Fame. Will this guy follow suit? Maybe. I could totally see that happening, but we'll see. We'll see. That was a lot more of a classic-looking Azrael, too. Just a straight red. But yeah, I really like how this guy came out. So articulation on him, he's got a great double ball peg in the head. Woo! Be careful with the horns. But he can look up and down. He can tilt a little bit. It's a little limited, yeah, but it's a nice joint. It's nice and tight, nice and solid. He's got gray horns, too. He always used to have, like, yellow horns, but he's got gray ones this time around. Or did he have black ones in the cartoons? I don't remember. Shoulders, move forward and back. They're a little loose, but not too bad once you have them positioned just right. They do hinge up and down. And they do have that butterfly joint that we're used to seeing in this line, so that's cool. He does have a single joint at the elbow with rotation. Then he's got the ball hinge wrists. I will say the wrists on mine are a little loose, but this one has stiffened up a little bit. And doesn't really cause a problem when holding the sword. It maintains the pose I want it to maintain, so that's good. Torso, it does tilt back, it does tilt forward. I usually have it tilted all the way forward. It does kind of click into place. It's a bit of a ratchet in there, which is okay. He also has that going on in the waist too. The waist moves a lot more freely. I will say, I wish they glued the diapers down on these figures, though. This thing is not glued down, and it moves all over the place, so that's kind of whatever. I don't care for that too much. His hips kick out to the side, back down. They move forward and back. Those are tight enough, I think. He's got a thigh cut, which on this side's a little loose. On this side, it is rock solid. It's not that much of a difference, I guess. Double jointed knees. He's got them. I don't think they're too bad on this guy because they're hidden by the knee pad. They are a little trenchy, though, so, take that into account. You don't want to use them too much. Yeah, they are a bit gappy. I would say the top's the worst offender of the two. He's got these rubber boot cuff things, which if you slide these down, they do kind of hide the ball joint and give them a little bit of stability down there at the foot. So that's kind of nice. But the feet do have the ball hinges, which are a little, not loose in the hinge forward and back per se. But again, I think if they were bigger, there would be more of a weight balance between the top and the bottom of the figure. Because it's not really flexing, but it's not really not flexing, if you know what I mean. And then he's got a rocker, and he's got some toe articulation, which this guy did not need that at all. He's got very awkward feet. I think there's enough there, but with the toe hinge, you really can't depend on that to get him to stand. It's like you need to just bend the toe up and try and get him to stand without it. Because it's just going to bend anyways. I may have my dad go in and glue the toe joints on all my Multiverse just because they are annoying. Do not like toe articulation at all. But getting his sword back in his hand here. Where did I put it? There it is. I would have liked some alternate hands for this guy, to be honest with you. Some claw hands, maybe. Maybe an alternate head with the fire coming out. That'd be kind of cool. I will say, what is it? The DC Icons one? It would have been nice if that one came to be, but I guess it's a budget problem with that line or something. They never made it. I would have loved to have seen that come out, though. That looked like a really nice figure. But alas, we'll never know. That had the potential to be like the best Etrigan figure as long as it didn't shatter into pieces. Which I know some people have a love-hate for DC collectibles, but I've never had any problems, you know. Knock on wood. But here we go. I'll just stand him up against the backdrop to save time because he's probably not going to want to stand right away. You can see he looks tough standing there, though. It's no denying this guy's going to take care of business. And looks really cool doing it. So with that being said, let's get him a little bit more centered here. Let's take a look. Some comparisons. First up, we have the Demon, next to a couple other McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures I've taken a look at recently on the channel. We got the Target exclusive Battle Damage Batman from the Dark Knight's Metal, and the Walmart exclusive Suit of Sorrows Azrael. A lot of exclusives, am I right? But as you can clearly tell, Etrigan fits in really well with the Dark Knight's Metal stuff, or, you know, other Knight characters like Azrael, so that's pretty cool. And last but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus and the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, who, yeah, Spawn is still taller, just by a tad, but he's still taller. So with that being said, time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and I think it's safe to say at this point in time, the Death Metal Batman has been dethroned from being my #1 favorite McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure of 2021 because, let's be honest, when you bring out the big guns and whip out a demon figure that's this freaking cool, I'm sorry, but that's a wrap, folks. And while I know he is a little bit tricky to stand at times, some of these figures are, some of them aren't. And I would have liked some alternate hands, maybe a more growling expression on the head sculpt, and, you know, even some fire effects or just a tad bit more paint. For the price point, I think you're getting what you're paying for here. And with all that being said, the Azrael figure that came out last year from the White Knight series made it into the Overlord Action Figure Hall of Fame, and that had its own issues. So you know what? I'm not saying this guy's going to make that type of platinum tier, but don't be surprised if he does, because I really like this figure. I think it's awesome. And for those reasons alone, I think it's worth your time, and I highly recommend you pick this guy up. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. Gotta show that algorithm who's boss, right? And as always, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of this guy, whether you want it, love it, or love it, because I forbid you to hate it. Because, again, when you make an Etrigan figure this cool, it's illegal to hate it, because we don't get a lot of those, if you haven't noticed. Etrigan's just not a character that they make a lot of figures for, unfortunately, which sucks, because he's got a really awesome design, and you can't go wrong with a Jack Kirby original character, can ya? But with that being said, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when, again, we don't get enough Etrigan figures as I think we should. I hope McFarlane makes more in the future, maybe some bigger ones, maybe some broader ones, maybe some more squatter ones. He is squat sometimes. I would not be opposed to that. Maybe he can do the animated one again. I like the one DC Collectibles did, but it doesn't have any ankle tilt, so it's a bit tricky to stand. But with that being said, until next time, I'll catch you guys later.